There is around $21.5 billion of unclaimed super earnings sitting in forgotten accounts across Australia, according to Treasury figures cited by the Assistant Minister for Treasury in 2025. Some of that could belong to you, right now, sitting with the ATO or a fund you forgot about. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to find every account in your name and pull that money back into your own balance. Stick with me, because the last step is the one most people skip, and it's the one that actually saves you money. Here's why this matters. Treasury figures put the typical unclaimed account at about 2,950 RIS, with roughly 7.3 million of these accounts scattered across Australia in 2025. That's not small change. It's a real chunk of somebody's retirement just sitting idle. And while it sits there, it isn't invested in your chosen strategy, so it isn't compounding the way your active super does. Super becomes lost when your fund can't reach you and gets no contribution for 12 months, or when your account has been inactive for 5 years, according to Money Smart guidance. If you've changed jobs, moved house, or changed your name, the money can drift and eventually get transferred to the ATO as unclaimed super until you claim it. There is almost 19 billion in lost and unclaimed super across Australia, according to Money Smart from ASIC. Every year, a forgotten account can quietly cost you in fees, while ATO-held money sits outside your growth option, earning nothing for you. Your first move is the fastest one. Log into your MyGov account and make sure it's linked to ATO online services. Then select Super and choose Fund Details. This pulls up every super account tied to your tax file number, active, lost, and any amount the ATO is holding for you, all on one screen. Write down each fund name, account number, and balance as you go, because you'll need that list for the consolidation step. What good looks like here is simple. No unknown funds, and every ATO-held amount clearly identified so you can claim it. If logging in online isn't your thing, you don't need a computer at all. Grab your tax file number and call the ATO's Automated Lost Super Search line on 132865 to check whether you have lost or unclaimed super, as set out in ATO and Money Smart guidance. If you'd rather speak to a person, you can call 13 10 20, and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples can use the Indigenous helpline on 13 10 30. Aim to finish the call with a clear list of every fund and any ATO-held super, so you know exactly which account holds what. Now here's the leak most people never notice. Say you've got 3 super accounts each, charging around $100 a year in admin fees. That's an illustrative figure, and your actual fees are disclosed in each fund's product disclosure statement. Keeping 2 unnecessary accounts alive can cost roughly $200 a year in duplicate fees, plus insurance premiums you might not even need. That's why finding your accounts is only half the job. The next step is where the real saving happens. Before I get to the last part, which is the most counterintuitive piece of all this, let me walk you through the step that actually saves the money. Log into the fund you want to keep and look for a Consolidate or Find My Super section. Many big funds, for example Australian Retirement Trust, offer this inside member online, though that's illustrative and not a recommendation. So check the PDS and your own circumstances. Follow the prompts to search for external accounts and authorise the transfers, or start the rollover directly from ATO online after viewing fund details. One important thing before you press go, check any insurance attached to those accounts, because consolidating can cancel cover you might actually want to keep. And this genuinely works. Treasury notes the ATO has already reunited around 360,000 Australians with about 600 million in unclaimed super, which works out to roughly 1,267 per person that was previously sitting outside their active account. If this walkthrough is useful, subscribe. There's a breakdown like this every week. Imagine that $1,665 back inside your fund, compounding for the next 30 years instead of gathering dust. Here's the counterintuitive part I promised. Most people put this off for years because they assume finding lost super takes all day and needs a financial advisor and a pile of paperwork. But Treasury and the ATO are clear that checking takes just minutes by logging into ATO online services through MyGov, phoning the Lost Super search line on 13 28 65, or downloading the ATO app. The transfer and claim processes are simple online or phone steps, not complex forms. The only reason billions stay unclaimed is that people believe it's harder than it is. So the winning move is just to spend the 10 minutes today. 2 mistakes trip people up here, so let's avoid them. The first is consolidating blind, rolling everything into one account without checking the insurance on the funds you're about to close, which can leave you without cover you actually needed. The second is choosing your keeper fund based on habit rather than fees, since the whole point is to land in a competitive, low-fee fund, so your total admin costs match a single fund rather than being multiplied across several. Take 5 extra minutes to compare before you commit and treat any name fund as an example only, not a recommendation. Let's run it back fast so you can do this today. Understand that lost super quietly costs you fees and missed growth. Then log in to MyGov and open Super, then fund details to see every account. No online access. Call the Lost Super search line on 13 28 65 and get your full list. Then consolidate into one low-fee fund, but always check the insurance on the accounts you're closing first. That's the whole 10-minute job. So don't let your share of that $21.5 billion sit with the ATO. Spend the 10 minutes tonight and pull it back into your own future. Next, I'm covering exactly how to compare super funds on fees and performance, so you consolidate into the right one, not just any one. If you want to catch that, subscribe so you don't miss it.